welcome to Let's Talk Live.
That's great.
On to more precious news.
Oh,
Puppies.
yeah.
We have a puppy here.
We do.
But, you know, this has really been in the news.
Yeah.
Puppy mills. And they're turning up throughout the U.S. They're facilities that house hundreds of puppies and kittens in really inhumane conditions.
Yeah, so important question here. How can you be sure the pet that you want didn't come from harsh surroundings like that? Well, veterinarian Dr. Katy Nelson is here, and she has the information on, first of all, how to properly adopt a pet, but she also brought her little friend here,
Hello.
Buttercup, who's looking for a home. I said to you whenever you came in, not only did she bring like the cutest dog possible, she also brought a dog with the cutest name possible. I'm like, come on, how cute can you get here?
And she's one-eyed to boot.
And
so
she's
one-eyed.
So cute. So now, so what's the story here? Because Buttercup's a good example of some of the pets that are out there up for adoption. So what's her story here?
Buttercup is the perfect example, I thought, to bring today for a story about puppy mills, because she is a purebred dog who is at a shelter. There are so many purebred dogs that are in shelters. So if anyone is actually looking for a specific breed, check your shelters first, because you may be able to get one like Buttercup that's 6 years old, already house trained. You don't have to go through the expense of spaying and neutering them.
And so many people go to such lengths and drop some cash. I mean, I have people that I've heard $1,500 on this, $500 on this, and
I mean,
some big money.
$3,000, $4,000, $5,000 too. And when you get into dogs like German Shepherds that are actually from Germany, you're talking 10,000 or more. So yeah, it's extremely expensive, and there's no, if you're getting a dog from Germany, there's not a great way to really verify that you're getting you know, what you're paying for. My advice, if you're looking for a purebred, go to a shelter. You know, the puppy may actually be from a puppy mill, but it's been because they've rescued it from the puppy mill. It's not that you're going to be supporting that puppy mill. Just this summer, the Alexandria Welfare League and the other area shelters actually did rescue about 100 puppies from a puppy mill in West Virginia. But you know, the great news is that they were able to, the ones that were healthy enough to be adopted, they were able to find them good, loving homes and not have to support those bad breeders.
So good. So good. Just sitting here under the bright lights. I love it. Let's go down the list, Doctor, about what you need to know. If it's going to even be someone that's just an individual that has, you know, a litter of puppies or even at the animal shelter, what should be on your checklist?
Well, you need to figure out exactly what you're able to deal with at home. What is your lifestyle? Because, you know, you're not going to set your life around the dog. The dog needs to come into your life and fit into your lifestyle. If you're an extremely active person who runs, hikes or whatever, you're going to need a dog that's going to be hardy enough to go out and do all these things with you. A one-eyed Pekingese is not going to be going for a run with you. You know, I mean, it's not. Or you know, if you have young children, you're going to need a dog that's going to be a very patient dog that's going to be able to, you know, get whacked in the head by the play school hammer and take it and not bite them. You know, it's really going to be so dependent on what your lifestyle and what your needs are as to what you go and get. You know, people say, oh, well, I want a 20-pound dog because my apartment won't allow dogs bigger than that. So they go get a Jack Russell Terrier, but they're couch potatoes. You know, so
and those little dogs are not.
They're not. So you know, those are the dogs that end up going to the shelters because people choose the wrong breed for them. So you know, really take some time. Look at your family. Look at your needs. Look at what you're able to support. And you know, if you're a clean freak, you're probably going to want to stay away from dogs that shed. You know, you're going to try. You really need to kind of think about things like that.
Buttercup doesn't seem like she does. I mean, you have a black skirt on, and
she sheds.
Not bad.
She sheds some. You know, the main thing with these guys is she's going to need a lot of grooming. You know, I mean, she doesn't just wake up in the morning looking this good. You know, you're going to have to put some time into grooming her and taking her, or figuring out how to do it yourself. But you know, that's going to be something too. That's going to be an expense that people need to take that into consideration.
Yeah, it's not just dog food. It's maintaining. It's shots that they needed. It's
absolutely going to the veterinarian. To you know, make sure that these guys stay healthy. But you know, that's another great thing, like I said earlier, about getting a shelter dog, is these guys have already been evaluated by a veterinarian. They're spayed or they're neutered when they come to you, and you know, you just know so much more about these dogs than you do driving up to Pennsylvania and getting a puppy.
Just blindly getting one. You know, it's hard to hear a lot of people say, I don't want to go to a shelter because I want a brand new dog. This one, you know, Buttercup's only 6.
She's only 6.
Looks great, but do you hear that? I mean, I hear that a lot with people going after dogs and cats.
And people saying that they're concerned that there are going to be more challenges or it's more difficult because you don't know what happened to them earlier on in their life. Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't, but you also don't know what you're going to get when you go and get a brand new puppy.
Good point.
You know, I mean, you really don't. You don't know what the personality of that 6-week-old is going to turn out to be. So yeah, he might be brand new, but you know, you really don't know what he's going to turn out to be.
It's
either way.
really a gamble either way. Now, when buying a dog, you also talk about verifying documents, AKC documents. Explain what these are.
If you're going to actually go and buy a dog, you need to make sure that the AKC, the American Kennel Club, has actually verified this person as a breeder.
Okay.
So that's going to be one way to avoid a puppy mill. And the other way is ask that breeder for references, and don't just ask them for them, contact them, go to the place, see what you're getting into, and don't just, if they say, oh well, I'll bring the dog into the living room for you, say no, I want to see where
they
live.
From. Yeah.
They live, how they're taken care of.
Absolutely.
That shows a lot about it.
Absolutely, and it tells you a lot about the person that you're dealing with if they actually allow you to do so.
Makes sense. Where did Buttercup come from? Do you know much about her history?
Buttercup had to be surrendered. I'm honestly blanking right now on exactly why she had to be surrendered, but
when you say surrendered from someone else's house, they had to take it? Or?
Yes. Well, no. They didn't have to take her. They actually willingly brought her into the shelter. She was living with a cat and another dog, harmoniously.
So she's friendly too.
She's wonderful.
She's very chill.
I believe that from what I recall, the story had to do with the whole recession and the expense of having a dog and things like that.
A lot of people have had to give up their dogs. There again, you think about, if you want a dog, it's not just like someone's just going to be in your bed at night. You have to feed and care
honestly,
for it.
I compare it to having a child. I mean, it really is. It's a huge responsibility, and if you have a 16-hour-a-day work day, you have to take that into consideration. You might need a cat, rather than a dog.
Less maintenance.
Or you're going to have to pay someone to go in and walk your dog every few hours. So all of these things are really things that need to be taken into consideration.
These are definitely great tips. Dr. Katy Nelson and Buttercup, thanks for coming on. We also want to give this number out if you want to adopt Buttercup over here.
Who is adorable.
Or anybody else. This is the number. I guess, is this to the shelter in Alexandria?
Yes, 703-838-4774 or alexandriaanimals.org.
One more time, that number, area code 703-838-4774. Thanks, guys, and Happy New Year.
Thanks so much.
All right, coming up the show, men doing the world's oldest profession.
Ooh,
and it's legal only in Nevada. We'll tell you about the male brothel that's in the works.
Plus,
I wonder if we have video.
Oh, we're going to have something. Plus, antiques galore. The Washington Antique Show is coming to town. We will have more on that coming up after this. Oh, Buttercup.